Jake.
And we're the Dines. We have 2 beautiful daughters, 7-year-old Jaden, 5-year-old Riley, and we're from Dorado Hills, California. So we really wanted a pool because we realized when we go on vacations, we're really looking forward towards the pool area and the outside areas. We love to be outside, we want our kids to want to be outside, and so we want a space that accommodates all of that. The cooking area, the lounging area, the swimming part, and the entertainment part. And I think that's what we envisioned when we saw our backyard. It's something that can do all of that and to keep us occupied. And if we don't want to go on vacation, we have our backyard. And it's a warm and inviting place and big enough and spacious enough to accommodate people doing different things.
And that's really what it's about, to spend good quality time, kind of get away from, the everyday grind of life, and do what's important where we're supposed to be, which is with family and friends and enjoying the one life we have.
So Brian and Paul, we challenge you to not only work with our elevation and the type of stone and rock that's pretty difficult to work with in our backyard, but to do something that this area has yet to kind of transition to, which is more of a modern look.
One of the most difficult things that we deal with on any project, but especially this project, is the crazy elevation. As it looks, we don't have any space for a pool in this backyard. We've got from the front of this hill to the back of that hill, we're dealing with about 40 feet of overall length, but we're also dealing with 30 foot of elevation. So we're gonna have to create different tiers. Let's go ahead and take a look at just how steep this is. So as you can see, we're now at the top of the hill, and look at the crazy elevation. We're almost at the same level as the 2nd-story roof of this house. So what Fernando is doing is he's trying to cut in this and create different living tiers, areas where we can congregate, because as we know, water doesn't lie, it's always gonna find its level, but to make more use of the limited backyard space that we have. The funny thing is we actually have a good amount of space, it's just all really steep. So no pool is really easy, even as much as we'd like it to be. Another thing that we're facing on this job right now is how do we get the dirt out of this yard? What we're having to do, because the hill is so steep behind it, we don't have any room on either side of this house to get back there. What we're actually doing is we're using the neighboring lot right here. And as you see, we're having to go up a pretty steep switchback. Now, these big old 10-yard dump trucks, they're not exactly your typical monster trucks with 4x4s, so getting up this hill is gonna be tough. So this is a lot of the rock that we're running into when we're digging the pool here. We're hitting lava cap, we're hitting moss rock, and we're hitting another type of rock called Dorado bluestone. In fact, this rock is so dense that we'll often use it to build these rock retaining walls throughout the area. So you know it's dense, you know it's strong, and it is not easy to work with. So when we hit these really tough, really dense rocks, what we're gonna be using is this camera that we're gonna put on the end of the excavator. This is a giant steel bit at the end of this, and what you'll actually see as we're going through some of these bluestones and the granite rocks is those rocks are so dense, you'll actually see that hammer going up against that, and it's so strong it'll actually mushroom out. So we tend to burn through those pretty quickly around here. We're over here at the Dines project in Dorado Hills, and we are about halfway through construction right now because we just got a critical phase in, which is gunite. Why was this important? Because we're dealing with a hill, and every time it rains, it wants to wash that hill towards the house. So we've got to get this in place to kind of lock that design in. Anytime that you're building a pool into a hill, on a cliff, it opens up a whole new set of problems. The problems could be what is the dirt made of on that hill? Because we've actually got to lock that pool into place. What'll happen is that pool will weigh tons and tons and tons once it is filled with water. If you've got bad soil under that, you can actually have pools sliding down hills. The other thing is if we're cracking into rock, what type of rock is it? Is that gonna affect how the hill slides down? We've got to make sure that not only does the pool look good, but it stays in place. And then more importantly, and this is one that people don't really think of, is now that we've got the pool there, where is the drainage gonna go? Where is all that water gonna go at the end? Because the last thing you wanna do is send water right into the foundation of the house. So when we're doing these modern pools, we've got to be spot on with the color palette that we're using, because what we're trying to do is create that clean modern feel, but also not too sterile. This is why we're gonna bring in some nice dark stacked stone, which we think should warm it up, but also a tile that should blend in with that stacked stone. You see, some of the challenges that we run into when it comes to picking tile though, is within the same batch of tiles, it could be all the same name, but some could be radically lighter, some could be radically darker. We can't have that on this project. Jake, what's going on?
You know what, man?
I'm glad you're here. Why don't you come on over here? You know, I'm looking at this tile and I gotta tell you, something doesn't quite feel right.
Yeah, I came home the other day and I wish I would have caught these guys while they were actually doing it. Unfortunately, I work a lot. And so I came home a couple nights in a row. It was already dark outside. I didn't get a chance to check it. And when I came home the third night, this was already done. And it's supposed to be black slate, and they used the tile for the water line all across the spillway. It's an amazing tile job, it's just the wrong tile.
This is construction. Things like this happen all the time. I wish I could say it, but it is rare that a project goes 100% perfect. But we're Premier Pools.
Can I grab that sample of the stone real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
So that'll be black slate on top of this stone, and then we'll go into that tile. And I think that'll be a really good look.
It'll be a nicer transition as we go down, and it's not gonna hit you in the face so much, right?
Exactly, yeah, that's the goal.
Well, we're gonna get that right for you, but thanks for confirming that, and we'll take a look at it.
Sounds
All
good.
right, take care, brother.
All right, Brian, thank you.
So we're here on the Dines project, Dad, and this thing is looking like a modern, just amazing pool. So we got the tile change to that stone on the bottom of the spa there, and we're bringing in a lot of landscaping to soften this thing up.
Hey Dean, I see we have 3 different synthetic grasses here. What we finally come up with?
Well, the homeowners actually picked this one here. It's got a little bit more of a natural look, but it still has some dark green in it. And it also is a pet-friendly grass.
They look identical to me.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they're backing. If you look at some of the backings on them, they're a little different. The heights are different. And then there's also some woven threads of different colors in here that make it look a little more natural.
It's amazing how natural this looks. And I guess because we have such water issues here in California, this thing is not only drought tolerant, but it's real easy on the water situation.
Yeah, it's easy maintenance, it's clean, it's actually what people like, and it is really hard to get real grass to grow, you know, in these small areas.
You know, we've got such a what I'd almost call clean, still a modern feel, but you know, what were some of the plant selections and why did you go with them to warm this yard up?
Well, the homeowner had some very specific wants for the landscape, so we spent a lot of time.
Why don't you take us over there and kind of show us what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Got this contemporary modern pool. How are we gonna make this yard nice and warm and inviting for the customers?
Well, we did a lot of planning as far as the plants go. The homeowner's really into the landscape portion of this job. She really loves the olive trees, so we special ordered these Swan Hill olives. They're actually a fruitless olive. So around the pool, we're not going to have anything dropping, no maintenance, and they're beautiful. First, we have the color palette, which is obviously we have the whites and the grays. We carried that into the pottery. You know, the very green, lush plants, even though it's really hot here, will give us kind of an illusion of, you know, something that's a little softer. And then we also introduced Japanese maples that are going to be, you know, in the foreground. They're going to provide fall color. And then we have some stuff that's going to come out in spring. So we pretty much have something happening all year. And then one of the biggest things is that almost everything back here is evergreen. So we're not going to have a lot of maintenance as far as, you know, trimming, stuff dropping leaves. So it's going to look like this most of the year.
You know, this is great, but we have some work to do.
Yeah.
And Brian's really looking forward to getting his hands dirty.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to supervising you both on here. So why don't we
Yeah.
give you a hand, take
All
some of
right,
these
yeah.
plants up there, and we'll set them out there for you.
You bet. We
Your
got a
chair's
bunch of
right
plants.
over there in the shade, so.
Yeah.
My rocker. Brian, come on. You're always schmoozing. Get up there.
I can see you're hard at work supervising again.
Dude, no, seriously, how nice is this?
No, I tell you, the view is fantastic, but when a place brings you up here like this does, you've got a nice little breeze going on, fantastic view. I think Jake and his family are just gonna love something like this because you've got these little nooks and crannies, you know, where it feels warm for people.
Did you ever dream 32 years ago when we first started this business, you're riding around on my lap, digging poles in a Bobcat, that we'd ever be in a point like this? We're building beautiful backyard dreams for people.
You know, it's so much just about that. It's not just a hole in the ground with water. It's an entire, whether it's a backyard vacation, sanctuary, retreat. You know, and in a yard like this where it was so hard to visualize what could we do to make this our home sanctuary in the backyard, I think the Dines family is just going to love it. They are going to be shocked at what we made.
Jake and Bolly Dines' home. We're really excited to unveil their beautiful backyard masterpiece. This one had some challenges, but once we figured it out, the rest of the story is right here. Jake, Bolly, girls, come on out.
Oh.
We got something to show you. What do you think?
It's amazing. Incredible, guys.
Well, first of all, Jake, when you first bought the house, what did this backyard look like?
I mean, when I bought the house, the entire backyard all the way up to the top was just a giant hill. It was a rocky dirt hill that came down to right about where I'm standing right now.
So we had to take, even before we started the pool, we had to take all that out of there, create kind of just an easel to go ahead and put this masterpiece on.
If I recall, it was, I think, maybe 5 or 6 days of excavation, and when I asked the guy that was out here doing it, he said normally it takes about a day or two.
Yep. You got to be friends with our excavator that way.
Oh yeah,
He was here for a while.
He was here. We had some lunch with him a few days. Yeah.
And in this particular backyard, I understand it wasn't even dirt, was it, Brian?
More rock.
It was a lot of rock.
rock.
It was a lot of rock.
Did you hear the guys when they were out here trying to dig your pool? It was going
Every morning. Do you remember that?
Neighbors heard him too.
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
Well, look at how much bigger your backyard looks now, though.
It looks so much
Oh,
bigger.
it really opened it up. Yeah.
Now, if you ever sell the house, people are going to come back here and say this is one of a kind.
Yeah.
Truly.
And it truly is one of a kind.
We're really proud of this home.
I'm actually glad it was a dirt rocky hill. It allowed us
Yeah.
to be able to make it the way that we wanted it.
We want it.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you guys think?
Great.
Are you going to have any of your friends over here? Is this going to be the best place in your whole neighborhood to go out and swim?
Yes.
All of them over, huh?
That's the best part. You become the most popular people in the neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well,
it'll be
I'll tell
worth
you, I've got little granddaughters, just like you, a little bit younger than you. And one of my biggest joys is to see them swimming in your backyard and enjoying it and getting exercise and having fun, and memories are being made. So your mom and dad love you so much that they wanted to build a pool for you in your backyard. Because you know, as grandpa does that, that's the biggest thing. I mean, people always say to me, swimming pools today aren't necessarily for swimming.
Right.
They're for, obviously, aesthetics. They're beautiful. You can entertain. You got fire. You got water. But to be able to see your kids in your backyard to make memories is the best part about this.
Absolutely.
So,
100%.
that's what we get a lot of joy out of, seeing this kind of product at the end, so that you can make dreams back here, even though sometimes the process is a little bit challenging.
Say the least.
So, it was a real honor and pleasure. And we're so excited because we know you're going to have years and years of fun and enjoyment and make lots and lots of memories in your backyard.
We really
Thanks, guys.
appreciate everything.
We
Thank
do.
you.
Thank you.
Hey, our pleasure. Take care, guys.
So go have fun, guys. We'll see you
All right,
later.
all right, see you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys. You know, it's been a journey, and I really, I'm excited to finally get out there and be able to see a finished product, be able to walk up, look at it, jump in it, throw the kids in it, and barbecue and have a good time. I really am.
Working with Premier has actually been a pleasure, a great pleasure, for us at least, that they were able to see our vision and actually create that.
I saw this kind of two-dimensional thing happening on paper, saw a bunch of dirt in the backyard, saw the phases of development, but when it was actually finished, I was blown away when I saw the final result, because I couldn't imagine that everything was going to finally come together like that. It really came together well. Yeah, we're really excited to share the memories, and it all starts today. It's kind of the big reveal.
We're gonna have some of our close friends and family over, and we hope that they love it and enjoy it just as much as we do. We are the Dines family.
And we've got a passion for Splashin.
Brian, this is why we do what we do. Look at this. There's got to be 30 people back here enjoying what we built.
I'll tell you what a transformation. This yard has become so much more than we'd even anticipated.
Yeah, they're swimming back and forth. They're sitting in the spa. There's 3 people over on the bar stools. They're going ahead and barbecuing. This is really the life that we all should live. It's really fun to be a part of this, isn't it?
Oh, it's amazing.
That's why we have the greatest job in the world.
Hey, thank you so much for watching Passion for Splashin'. This is just the beginning. We have new episodes coming out, so if you want to see them as soon as they come out, make sure you like and subscribe.
Yeah, if you like it, click once, but if you really appreciate my extraordinary talent, just click it twice. We'll know that you appreciate what I bring to the table. Not food, what I bring to the building table.
Yeah.
I know that's where you're going with this.
Well, usually the table comes to you, so.